All right. I think we are live. That's my usual introduction, right? I think we are live. Yeah, we're going to put that to test today. Right. Yeah, we are. All right. I hear the feedback on YouTube, so that means all systems are a go. All right, all right, all right. What's going on, family? Back on the channel, back in the saddle. Again, no kind of pre-warning, just kind of threw something together to kind of get it out there. Let everybody know that in any value or manner that you have been still hanging out with your brother in lieu of my channel being uh, in prison. It was in prison. uh, I am officially back. All right, that strike has been, I guess, removed, although it was very questionable. We all know the story to how it all came to be, and also how it was to be rectified, and they chose not to remove it, even with the people's own admission that it was no fault on my end. YouTube still wanted to play. Uh, yeah, y'all make your own assertion. Insert your own, reality into that part. But nonetheless, I'm back. So I'm happy to be in the building, guys. Happy to be in front of you guys. Happy to be in the midst of family, friends, traders, whoever that find value in what we do over here. Again, so grateful. We got over Chris in the building. We saw a few people coming in. My family elite 60621 in the building. What's going on, family? We got the awesome King Raul in the house. Peace, power, and profit. Happy to have you back in the building. Good to have you back. Oh, we have the boss man in the house. We got our family, Jacob Admiral in the house. Good to have you in the building. I'm going to throw you a wrench on GP. Good to have you back, man. Peace, power, and profit, everybody. What's going on, Jacob? What's going on, family? Cristiano, Fan Vivo. Happy to have you back as well. Peace, power, and profit, man. I missed you guys. Can't stress it enough, right? Channel been under quarantine, not under my own liking, right? YouTube put the clamps on me for no apparent valid reason, but we understand what was happening during that time span when a lot of people were rushing to YouTube. They were doing a lot of over policing the wrong people. I should say that. I'll say that, right? They were over policing the wrong people, right? And it was no secret what they were doing. What's going on? But Camille in the house, the beautiful, illustrious, world renowned, drummer, a musician, you name it. She's in the building. What's going on, Ilbo? What's going on overseas? I'm happy to have you back in the building, right? What's going on overseas? A peace, power, and profit. Thank you for giving me the warm welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for that. Hey, what's going on over David in the house as well? Peace, power, and profit. Over, happy to be back, man. Happy to see you guys in the building. Happy to see these usual faces that are hardworking, go-getters. Again, traders, investors, you name it. We get after it, right? The theme value of this channel is financial literacy. That's what we hang our hats on. That's what we strive for every single day, be it stock, be it Forex, crypto, binary, whatever, real estate, owning your own business, whatever you're doing to procure a bag, that's what this channel is all about. And so, again, I'm grateful to be someone that can share. I also learn. That's why I love this, because this is more of a community workshop-based channel where we actually try to go out our way to demonstrate more or less than just conversate, talk to people more or less than just sharing with people. So it's awesome. Hey, what's going on over Brandon? Happy to be back in the building, man. What's up, family? What's going on? Peace, power, and profit to you, over. We have over Brad, brother Mathis back in the building. Good to see you, family, man. So happy to be back and see these usual faces, like I said before. Again, I'm just elated. I'm humbled. Not so much the fact that YouTube gave my channel back, because I can care less about that. right? YouTube don't pay my bills. I'm happy to be back in front of smiling faces that I know oh so very well, that I consider my virtual family. And to me, that's more than anything. That's worth more than anything. So again, I believe in the village doctrine, right? I do believe it does take a village, especially in this craft of investing and trading. that we, embark on every single day. So I respect, the grind. I respect, people's patience to share, to want to, again, go, above and beyond to become better in this. And so to me, again, that's to be commended every single day. So I always love being able to big up you guys, because again, without you guys, especially when it comes to the YouTube schematics, there is no us. Hey, what's going on over Chris? My bad. I still getting a little old, man. I'm getting old, man. I forgot to come check the back chat. What's going on, family?
Peace, Oba. How you doing, man?
Man, doing well, man. Happy to have this thing up and going again.
Yeah.
And we'll see how long it lasts.
Right.
Right. Before they try to come kick the door in for no reason. They barking up the wrong tree though. But anyway, what's going on? How you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
Good.
Just trying to stay at it. How about you?
Likewise, man. Just been kind of, I guess if you want to say busy, I'm always busy, I guess. But again, just trying to make my my time count wherever I can, wherever I'm able to make it happen. Been making some moves here and there. Was making some some needed or taking care of some needed business, whenever I could and can. So
Absolutely.
again, just happy to at least have the ability to come back on and go live. Hey, what's going on over Gordon in the house? What's going on, family? Peace, power, and profit to you, man. Good to see you as always, family. You already know, right? You guys already know. When I see y'all in the building, I'm automatically saluting, right? Even if you can't see it, just know I'm throwing a salute, right? All right. And as you can see, I got, from my little screenshot, I wanted to make sure I come back in a grand fashion. So, I'm going to give everybody a chance to kind of sit in my car. You guys can see my little screen right there. That's inside of my car. So you're welcome to sit at the table and watch the live stream live while we broadcast, right? Hey, what's going on, family? Corey, good to have you back, man. Peace, power, and profit to you, brother. Peace, power, and profit to you, man. I mean, you guys already know what it is. We're going to get this thing smashing again. The market isn't, again, y'all know how this stuff go. The market ain't shut down, so no need for us to act like, we can't get back to work, right? Even though we do it in other aspects. We got Discord rooms, we got other, people out there getting it in different messenger groups, Twitter groups. I mean, y'all know how this stuff go. We live for this, right? We live for this, be it live or not live. It's a part of our daily ritual, right? So that's to be, always, again, expected that no one particular platform stops our grind, right? And for my channel, again, I claim, like I've always said, I'm no one special, right? I'm no guru, I'm none of this stuff. I'm just y'all brother, African Emporium. But I do take, a lot of pride in being able to offer a platform where you guys are just as much an owner of it as I am, right? Because it's all our channel, right? And that's how I see it, and that's how I've always seen it. So again, you know how that goes. So you're welcome to come on the back panel if you want to kind of give a little bit, a little bit of your own reality in terms of what you've been going through. In terms of if you've been trading and hitting the markets hard. There's the link if you want to come on the back channel here and discuss a little bit about what's been going on with yourself as well, since we kind of been distant, in some cases, but not necessarily to the point where we still haven't been in communication, right? But we're back. We're back nonetheless, and I look forward to being able to definitely go live again during market hours, like we initially we're always trying to do what we do. Again, share trades, go over some opportunities, stress the ideal of what's going on in the geopolitical world, how those things affect us as everyday people, not just investors and traders, but just in general life, because again, it's all about edification. That's what I, hold true to me, that, we should always be on a, edifying value, and again, giving people options and opportunities. So there's the link, guys. If you do want to come on the back panel and, get on the microphone or drop you some bars. You might got a fresh 16, right? Fresh 8, fresh 4. What you got, right? Come on, you rappers out there, right? Or even some singers, right? Y'all welcome to. So yeah. So again, I guess I'll just jump right into it. Again, as you can see down my description box, I always like to try to leave some kind of value of information. Far as the mentoring session, again, y'all know that's kind of been all over the place. because of the fact that, again, they had me kind of on lockdown, and for some reason I was trying to, again, send things to the other channel, but y'all know how that stuff go when people are kind of sedentary and they're used to a certain platform, a certain scenario. They kind of look for that, and again, so a lot of that stuff was just trying to make do with what I could, and so nonetheless, we're going to make sure that we get things popping in a way where regardless, in the future we'll have a steady pipeline and some backup places, so it won't be any kind of misconstrued. And also, great thing that Google Hangout, or it's called Meet now, whatever it's called, is back, so that's good. So again, for at least for online virtual hangouts and stuff like that, we can go there. But besides that, we have StreamYard, we got Zoom, so we got all the basic stuff we need to stay in touch, like we have been doing. Obviously, for some of you guys already know, so no pressure, no sweat there, right? So with that being said, again, I know you guys had a great day in the market. Again, we got some crazy stuff going on, man. So much to talk about. You guys got a vice president that's kicking up some dust right now. We got a presidential election coming up in less than 90 days, right? We got a lot of stuff to discuss, because even though we know current events are just, values or things that we need to pay attention to, but for us, again, as investors and traders, these are marquee things we need to pay attention to. And when it comes to understanding how the market, values this, this value, this level of information, right? These, certain candidates, right? How does the market, value a President Biden and Kamala Harris, ticket, right? Up against a President Trump, Mike Pence, right? I'm pretty sure Mike Pence will stay the VP going into the next election. So I don't think they're going to change that. But also, how do we, begin to kind of bake in it in our own perspective? Being we're going to, kind of stay day by day in the market. Are you kind of, still riding heavy in margin accounts? Are you more in cash positions? Are you doing, day by day setups in the market? Same for my Forex traders out there. Obviously, we got some awesome Forex traders in the house. Peace, power, and profit to you guys, Sister Eva, Camille, and the rest of you in here that tear up that Forex market over Gordon. I know he's been tearing it up in the Forex market. And a lot of you guys, right, that dip in that lane as well, right? And so, again, it's been crazy, right? We saw that some crazy data came out the other day, just last night to be exact, with Europe, right? Europe obviously posted, one of its worst GDP numbers in years, right? Again, everybody's under this fire with this COVID-19 scenario where it's just been gutting pretty much everybody's, economy, right? So, it's no secret that everybody's trying to fend for themselves, right? Everybody's trying to do what they can, to stay alive, right, during these times. So, but nonetheless, again, that obviously affects, the Forex market. So I'm pretty sure you guys have been able to, make do and strategize in or around that, to kind of make sure that, you can take advantage of it. And so you had a massive drop in the European markets last night. I know my sister Camille, she trades a lot of the London sessions. So she's up around about that 2 a.m. hour in the morning, getting it in. So I'm pretty sure that was very, weird for her. If she traded any of those, those USD Great Britain pair or the USD, what is British pound, the GPD, GBD, what I keep messing the name up. But nonetheless, again, they've been popping. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Over Brandon. Happy to have you in the building. My bad. Get you in the building.
Sorry, brother. How you doing today? How's everybody doing? The back chat.
Doing good, man. Happy to have you in the building again. Happy to have all the family hanging out. Again, just being able to, do what we do. Have our own little meeting place. Again, like I say, ain't nothing crazy and special, but, when we meet up like Voltron, Forum Voltron, I should say, we try to make the best of it. So, again, this is great because now we get to think tank again.
Oh, most definitely. What up, Chris?
How's your
How
day,
you doing,
man?
brother? Good. I'm still at the workplace, my institution. Well, not my institution, but still Charlie's house, whatever. I seen the trade that you had with was it ICG? I had the exact trade this morning,
IGC?
but I tweaked. Yeah. Like I found out they had what was it FDA approval Was that the one for the marijuana? Yeah, I tweaked. I got out at 148.
Oh, you got in early and got out. Then you did a quick scalp.
Yeah, like I tweaked and I seen you had options on it. I was like, damn it, why? I couldn't hold it.
Right. Yeah, and that's one thing about the little stock, because again, IGC been around the block for quite a while, and interesting enough, again, they got to the point when they was able, start to offer options. That really made it interesting because it made that big move a while back. I think it was like 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
When we traded it, we were on it back then. We got everybody in. Some of us got in around about 7. I was in like 74 cents. I think over Jonathan Sanders in the group. He was in, I think, around like about $1.14. And we wrote that thing all the way up to like like $14, something like that. I think I would go back and look at the trade, but yeah, it was somewhere around the 12 or 14 bucks. We rode all the way up there, and then it crashes obviously and pulled back. And so here it is again, back on the map again. The stock was obviously, matter of fact, let's go to the charts. Let's do what we do best, right? Let's work, right? We go to work and have fun at the same time. So, but yeah, the stock obviously pulled back, since then, notably so because the marijuana industry, which obviously it trades in tandem to, was highly, under the COVID tag as well. But even before COVID-19 hit, the marijuana sector was already kind of, treading water, right? Y'all guys remember that, it was still kind of, fighting to kind of, steal market share away from some of the more, more founded, assets out there, or sectors, I should say. So it wasn't like, they were just kind of, just handling their own. But as you can see here, guys, you can see my chart here. Let me scroll it down a little bit. Matter of fact, let's do extended 1 day for a moment, and then we'll come back to a more shorter time frame. But if you guys can see here, I mean, this thing was just in a, come on. It was in a downhill, slalom, Jamaican bobsledder style, right? This was the parabolic move it did. Just give me back, yeah, I say October 2018. Well, somewhere around September, it took off. It gapped up from around like 42 cents, got up here around about $1, some change, $1.70, whatever the case. Again, I got in roughly around, I think around this point here, around around end of August. It was somewhere around by 74 cents. And it pulled back, kind of held a nice little trend here. Let me see if I can blow this up here. Pulled back and held a nice little trend here at this point here, rough around a little bit over $1 going into September, and then it rocketed, right? I mean, it did it. It took off like gangbusters, right? So again, it was a awesome trade. Again, you actually see it went up into like near $15 region, but near 14 and some change. And we cashed out literally in the $14 range. I remember like yesterday, I was doing a play-by-play on it. And over Jonathan, I think he was still in it with me, and I think a few other people. But, he was like, man, do I sell now? It was at $10. He's like, do I sell that? I'm like, no, hold it. It's going higher. And true enough, man, it went up and just exploded, and went up into like the $14 change range. And we cashed out up there in that $14 range, me and him personally in the group I know, and maybe a few others that were just, trading it in silent. And ever since then, again, it just was, air out the tire, right? It deflate the doll, right? The party is over, right? And that's what we dealt with here with this stock here, particularly. Then it went through all kind of issues about, particularly might have been delisted and all this kind of other stuff like that. There's a whole lot of stuff surrounding it. As you can see, it came all the way back down to like 20 cents a share almost, right? Near 20 cents, 30 cents a share, right? And then from there, it was just under the marijuana hangover, fog, so to speak. It just could not necessarily get out of its own way and, do something great with itself. But again, nonetheless, it was still holding well, at a point where, it did not necessarily go completely off the radar. And then here we go. Now, along that journey, it has some interesting moments of, news reels that were, I guess, giving the stockholder some kind of hope, right? Some value of, okay, well, one day we're going to get back. And then, today it all came to a head. It came to reality, right? And I knew, again, they had the whole issue with Alzheimer. They were working on the CBD thing for the Alzheimer. I'm pretty sure if you guys followed the stock, or if you just hear about it, in passing, like we always do as traders, we hear certain aspects of news, and we say, okay, yeah, that's cool, no, hey, mental note, right? And then you just go about your business. And so for me, it was a no-brainer. As soon as I saw that headline this AM, like early in the AM, that they got the FDA nod for the Alzheimer scenario with their CBD oil, I was like, oh, this is an instant buy, right? I didn't hesitate, right? And so I got in at $1.01 on equity shares. And then I also turned around and bought the 250 calls, right? At the time, I think the stock was trading at around about 130, 140 at that point. And so I got in literally right around this point here. Matter of fact, let's go to the shorter time frame so you can see exactly. Let's do 15-minute chart. All right, that way it don't look so all over the place. And so again, yeah. So roughly, I know I got filled on my 101s around about 8:30, somewhere around there. Right, I got in around about $1.01 around this point here. Near 9, going into the 9 o'clock area, somewhere around there. And the stock obviously, broke out, and began to kind of make its move. And so, obviously when the market opened up, it spiked like it typically most stocks do when they kind of open up for rush hour trading hours. Everybody happy to buy the stock. They was like, I got to get in this, because, this is a formal runner, which it is, as we know, going back to the, October 2018, this is nothing new. Meaning this stock is not new to being able to make big moves, all right? And it, obviously it showed back then. And so it was destined to break out. Again, that's a long time of just consolidating. I mean, look at this, almost like a straight line. Couldn't make this stuff up, guys. That's a straight line consolidation accumulation zone. I mean, granted, it was at pennies on a dollar, all right? So you couldn't necessarily go any do anything wrong at that point if you was in at 30 cents, 40 cents, even 28 cents. And you just say, I'm going to sit on it, right? Because at some point, the marijuana industry is going to come back, right? Because that's how, most people think who have a long-term vested interest in some of these stocks that they have a liking to. Again, and only thing that kind of kept you motivated was the fact that, guess what? This stock came from what? $14 a share, way back, a couple years ago, right? So it was due for a pop at some point or something tangible enough to kind of get some coverage back to the stock. And lo and behold, here we go. Right. Lo and behold, here we go. Right. So again, it was again, I'm still in the trade. I took most of my equity position off. I left a few shares in there to run. Right. And I bought 3 calls, the 250 calls, which at that point was only like 45 cents a contract. Right. I bought those 240 calls. The $2 or the $2.50 call, excuse me, roughly around, this point around here. Right. Around about this point around here, around near 10 o'clock. I bought those for 45 cents a contract for the 250 strike. And so typically, like most stocks do when they kind of, gap up, run up early, off that pre-market rush hour traffic, most stocks obviously going to have that normal pullback, which which is good. It's a good sign. So again, y'all know I go back to my old school rule, right? I don't know if you guys remember it, but I said it till I'm blue in the face. I got one little strategy, right? And a whole lot of other just, shade tree mechanic knowledge in terms of how I look at the market. But that 9:50, 10 o'clock pullback was just like icing on the cake, right? And so, I mean, you couldn't make this stuff up. Literally, within this, as you can see in the 9, well, let's go to the 5-minute chart. So we kind of show you exactly why I still use this little aspect of trade, right? So around about that 9:50 area, 9:50, 10 o'clock, you see it kind of breach, popping up at this point where it's kind of getting extended away from the moving averages. Every time you see a stock that gets extended away from its moving averages, especially this VWAP, any short-term moving averages, typically, moving averages act like a magnet. So it's going to pull that asset back at some point to kind of correct itself. And it was no secret. Look at the stock. It was highly overbought at that point around about, 10 o'clock, right? So you're sitting at around about 85 on the RSI. So it was a no-brainer that it was going to pull back. So instantly when it pulled back here, which I waited patiently, it pulled back, hit a little chop zone, went sideways for about 20, 30 minutes. Okay, I said, you know what? I don't know if I want to add into it quite yet. I want to see if this thing's going to make any kind of, strategic move after that, because it was trading a little erratic at some point. And pulled back, came down and tested near the VWAP and the 20-day moving average here. That's when I added to my equity position, right? I added a little bit more to it at that point, right? And so after that, it was just like, okay, lights out, let's run, right? And so who knew that it was going to make this kind of move? Of course, hindsight is 2020. But one thing stayed for certain is that the buyers were still coming in pretty decent size, little tranches of shares to kind of keep it above the VWAP. So that became my litmus test or my stop loss value at that point, rough around about $1.35, right? And it held well because again, we know one thing, it's a low float, right? I think it's on like 35 million float. on this stock. And then it had been oversold for like forever, right? Forever, ever, yeah, forever, ever, right? Outcast, right? Where my outcast people at, right? And so again, after that, the buyers kind of stepped in a little bit around the lunchtime. You had a few people came in and spiked it up and said, after I saw that, I said, you know what? They're gonna push this thing after out, because if you look at it, it was just a beautiful bull flag. Look at that flag, guys. Couldn't make this stuff up, man. That's a beautiful flag pattern. And went up there and tested a little, mean line of a linear regression band here, pull back. Tested 28 moving average, what you see right here, very methodically, it just trended off of it like butter. I mean, couldn't make this stuff up. So, I mean, at that point, the Bulls were obviously well in control, as they had been early in the AM anyway, but they were destined to push this thing higher, right? Because they feel like they got a date, because we really had no strategic walls to break down at that point. Because again, if you go back to the previous chart history, right, to when this stock was kind of making a move, back in this, heyday, so to speak. Let's go to 4 hour here. That way it don't look so crazy, even though it's blotchy. All right. When it cleared some of these hurdles here, like you got a hurdle here at $1.50. When it cleared that hurdle right here, it made another big move. Clearing this hurdle here around near 195, 197. That's why when it hit that point, 195, 190, it kind of got stuck there for a moment too. And then it broke through it, pierced through it a little bit. Then it began to make its move. Right. And so after that, it was lights out. So only thing that was, left was the 236 area, this 234, 236 area, right? Going back in this area here, as you can see right here, this little chop zone right here, and also right at the peak of this little point here. When it cleared that area, it was lights out. And look here, you couldn't make this stuff up. So literally around about that 240, right? 240 area here, right at this point here, is a bottom wick around about 244, 240. When it cleared that point there, that's when you had this other little squeeze and it pushed it higher. Right, that's when it squeezed and pushed higher, and so literally no walls, were left at that point. And now going back, looking at the previous chart history when we were at these levels again, what do you see here? Right, you see, again, this 336. That's why I had problems there after hours. It hit 336, right, a little bit, and kind of pulled back and got a little finicky there. Right, you see a little point right here, that 336, and it pulled back right now. I think it's what 320 something like that right now after hours, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere around there. So again, that's what we have to just, we get through that. Then you got a nice little, candle here to kind of clean up some old traders that might have been sitting in, if they still in it or not, nonetheless. All right. And that could be easy run up to like $4, right? At least $4 and 10 cents a share. So there's still some meat on this bone, is my point here. In terms of looking at the overall picture here, it's still some meat on this bone, right? That could easily be taken out. And again, it's up on a worthy catalyst. It's not like it's, some old, half-wit, press release. I mean, it's good news. Again, y'all know as well as I know, especially a person who dealing, naturopath, products or whatever, CBD oil is very, very, prominent use case in terms of therapeutic, right? When it comes to Alzheimer's, when it comes to Parkinson's disease, sleep apnea, right? People who suffer from, mild values of dementia, strokes, right? I mean, it's really good for people who deal with that, just naturally, right? A natural aspect of it. So whatever, for what it's worth, again, them getting that nod from the FDA, it lays a lot of credence to the stock. It has some new energy behind it now, a new fresh breath, so to speak, a fresh wind. And it has a lot of potentiality. Thinking about, again, where it came from at the point when it went up and hit this all-time high near $14 and change, and it's just now starting to break out after about a 2-year low period where it was just kind of just going sideways, going nowhere fast. So all the people that was buying in this area here, just accumulating shares here at 20, 30 cents, 40 cents, they just buying shares. Every payday, they probably, I'm buying $100 worth, I'm buying $30 worth, right? I'm buying $10 worth. That's how you play this game, right? And again, today they are the winners. I mean, again, 20, 30 cents, and now you up here at $3.27. I mean, you already over like 400-500%, right? You already up by 400-500%. Couldn't make this stuff up, right? I mean, beautiful opportunity, and it's bullets. Again, highly overbought. Again, we know how this stuff go, but as well as you guys know as well as I know, that doesn't stop the reality in terms of how these stocks continue to, can continue to run. So again, we're talking about pennies on the dollar. Now it's, it's up there in, no man's land, so to speak. All right. And it's just, again, it has a lot of potentiality left in it. So we'll see how it trends tomorrow. Again, after hours that broke out and went higher, broke above the 2s and went into the 3s. So that was very positive. Anytime you move over a dollar a dollar trunk aspect of a stock, breaking that sort of aspect of a resistance, that's always bullish, right? Anytime you break over a dollar mark or a $half mark, that's a bullish signal, right? And in this case, it pushed above the $3 level and it's holding up there here after hours here pretty well at $3.26 a share. Again, consolidating and chopping out right now, actually building a new level of support so far, right? A pseudo support, but it's building another accumulation consolidation zone here in potential value to kind of run a little bit more, maybe even before 8 o'clock, right? It can easily take out the high in the after hours, which is around $3.50 here. From over here on Black Box now. Let me see if you guys can see it. I know this thing be it's different from Zoom. Sorry about that, Brandon. Add you back. I know it's different from Zoom to StreamYard. All right, let me run over here real quick. Black Box real fast. Again, thank you guys for hanging out too. Thank you for your patience. We're trying to do a little work, even though I didn't really plan this beyond like that, but we're gonna get it in while we got a little time. But again, if you look here again, it hit us high around $3.53 in the after hour session, right? I think that is $3.53 is the after hour high, and right now you're just in a nice little bull flag, still holding pretty well here, right? Again, you got some little pulling back, and that's natural after it ran so hard here in the after hour session. So now you're having the RSI aspect where it's kind of cooling off a little bit here around about 38, 39 on the RSI, which is good. You want to see that, right? You want to see that. Right. So if there's any profit takers that's still kind of hanging out from this little move in the after hour session from 4 o'clock, roughly around about, $2.55 up to $3.50, right? They got them almost a full point in the after hour session. They're going to take that bag, right? After hour scalp, you got to take that bag, right? I'd be the first one to tell you, right? If you wasn't in somewhere in the dollar range or, take that bag, right? You don't have to try to prove nothing to nobody, get your money, right? Because that's what we're here for. And so the stock obviously at this point still is in a bullish trend. And so we'll see how it kind of formulates and rock out tomorrow. If there's some continuation, this is the first day, right, in a long time, having this ability to kind of break out. So you already know we use the 3-day rule particular, in effect, give it 2-3 days to kind of see if it's still, worried of the of this trend. Before we start trying to short it, because the great thing about it, again, you can buy options in the stock. Again, a little $2. Matter of fact, it was 40-some-odd cents, right? You could buy options in it when it was at 40-some cents a share. So imagine if you was buying options then and just collecting for a long-term period, like a September contract or October contract, right? That thing broke out today, man. I know that premium woke up like gangbusters, right? You're like, man, what is this green stuff in my account today, right? What's running? You look down this IGC getting it today. And lo and behold, here you go, right? Lo and behold, here you go. All right, so that's IGC. Again, I know it kind of went on a little tangent there on the stock, but again, I love being able to share when I can. So that's it. I think as people know about the Mold School, first and second pullback, you Camille, you know about it. Oh, my brother, Stock God in the building, Peace, Power, and Profit family. Good to have you in the building, man. All right, go subscribe to that brother's channel, right? You already know how I feel about that. Anytime you see that brother in the chat, go subscribe to his channel. Right, guys, is a treasure trove of knowledge as well. Again, came up in the grind. You guys know what it is. Some of y'all know from the same little room, discourse, whatever. We've always been, hardworking and dedicated to this craft. So definitely follow him wherever you can, Twitter or that of the Discord rooms or wherever you can get in contact with him. His YouTube channel. You'll get some good knowledge, right? What's going on, family? James Denson in the house. What's going on, man? Peace, power, and profit to you, family. Right? Peace, power, and profit to you. Right? So, so again, over Brandon, you said you got in and got your bag and got out, right?
Yeah, I tweaked a little bit. I got in and I got right back out. I got in at I think I got in at 1 and some change, and then I got out at 148. I seen the contracts early this morning. It was like $8. I was like, I don't want to buy no contract. Dirt cheap. It was crazy. Like the September, I think it was 12th, was like you said, like 43 cents. So I'm like, I'm gonna wait. It's not gonna run. And I keep thinking, like, the back of my head, like it's FDA, like that's a big signal. You should always buy FDA. And I wasn't thinking this morning. I was like, man, I should have bought a contract. FDA, Alzheimer's. This is all big news. Why you didn't go in on it? So I did my due diligence. I don't know. I guess I messed up on this one.
Well, you know how this go. You didn't mess up because a bird in hand beat one in the bush, right?
Exactly.
You still collected premium, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. So you always have to kind of parse that in your idea in terms of how we value opportunity, right? When it presents itself, especially like a trade like this, that had all the kind of accoutrements of opportunity, right? The volume, that normal, aspect. Looking at the chart history, it was kind of oversold, just sitting in no man's land for quite a while.
Right.
It was a part of, again, a very sleeping sector in terms of marijuana sector as a whole. Some of these stocks obviously were kind of, they up and down, they fighting, they trying to gain certain supremacy within the, marijuana space. Again, look what happened to Tilray. Everybody was all very hopeful. It's always like every earnings cycle, everybody is hopeful for Tilray to break out again because they're thinking about when it broke out and went over $100 some odd. And so basically, that kind of sits with you, in your psyche. Like, man, at some point, this thing got to get, it has to return, right? It has to at least try to make a move, right? But again, a lot of those stocks end up being still they still haven't met that benchmark aspect of what their, what their future may hold for them, right? They haven't gotten to that point, right?
Right.
But you take a stock like, again, IGC, again, it went from 20, 30 cents previously to 14, put all the way back, pretty much, fill that entire gap and then some, hit a ground point. But along the way, if you have been following the company, it's actually a legit company, right? In the beginning, it seemed to be sketchy. I remember like yesterday, man, it might be a little sketchy, but the company's right out of Maryland, right? So any of my Maryland folks in the house, this company's right out of Maryland. Right, Indian globalization capital, whatever it's called, it's right out of Maryland. So, them getting, like you said, them getting that FDA nod, hey, that's golden, right? Especially in this climate with COVID, people that's not even dealing with COVID-19. If you just get an FDA nod at any point at this point, it's solid for your company. And because when you think about it from a long-term trader or investor perspective, you say to yourself, okay, if they still making progress under the COVID-19 situation, imagine what there will be like once we get out of this, right? Once a vaccine come into play, right? So some of these stocks are, still proving themselves, so to speak, during these, obviously uncertain times dealing with this coronavirus. So again, like we always do, we just try to put two and two together, come up with an opportunity or a plan. And so it presented itself. We took advantage of it. Again, penny stock. Again, a lot of people don't even trade them little stocks. We get it. Everybody got a different, rhyme or reason in terms of how they value opportunity. Y'all know my motto. I'm an opportunist, right? I'm a capitalist opportunist, right? For the aspect, I'm here to take money away from the market, right? Because it owes us, right? Y'all already know the business with that. So I took some opportunities here, and it panned out and paid well. Again, 3 calls at 45 cents a contract. Sold 2, kept 1. Got in around about 101, added to it around about 140, 150 again, let it ride out a little bit more, right? And then so took a little bit off the table as well. So again, just a great little day trade. End up being the breadwinner of the day in terms of the biggest gainer. Hands down, obviously it proved itself. And again, we'll see if it has any meat, left on the bone going into tomorrow. So outside of that, again, it was a great day in the market. And I say great day because there was a lot of, again, especially if you guys saw how the market closed yesterday, right? The S&P 500 was just trading like a penny stock yesterday. I mean, I couldn't make this stuff up, man. If you guys saw the S&P 500 yesterday, or if you even traded it at any aspect, I mean, it was just a mess, right? I mean, again, I'm like, man, what's going on, right? These people can't seem to make up their mind how they want to, manipulate this market, right? Again, just, going over the chart here real quick, if I could here. Again, happy to have you guys in the building. Again, peace, power, profit. Everybody that's tuning in. Anybody that came in new, happy to have you back on the channel. Happy to have the channel back. and be in the midst of great people who I respect daily in terms of this grind and life in general, man. I can't wait to get into some more live streams throughout the day, and get back to business like we were kind of doing at some point. So, again, if you will, like, share, subscribe if you choose, or just tune in. Again, I'm not a big stickler for kind of just pushing it like that anyway, but I enjoy, bringing, bringing our value or our truth to power, so to speak, right? And so that's awesome. So again, real quick, I just want to go over this real quick. Again, I'm not going to be on long, but yesterday, this was the S&P 500 yesterday, right? And I mean, look at this. I just messy. I mean, it was just messy, right? Monday, I should go back to on Monday, right? But it was just messy, right? Just very messy moment in the market. Matter of fact, hold up. I went back to the hourly chart. I went back too far. Hold up. Let me back this thing up. I went back too far. All right, here we go. Thought I was on the 5-minute or the 30-minute chart. All right, so yeah. Matter of fact, let's break it down to, let's do the 30-minute. That way it'll look a little bit more pliable, right? So yesterday, again, you had, the massive pullback. I mean, just ugly. Again, we all know what sparked this sell-off right here. I don't know if you guys were paying attention when the market began to kind of dump yesterday, but y'all know it was a highly, exchange or outflow of the tech sector. Just got pummeled, right? Obviously you had some news coming out with Apple. That kind of helped spark it a little bit, which we another market has been tech, and then the Federal Reserve based at the end of the day, right? Your consumer staples, a few here and there, Clorox, Procter & Gamble, whatever. But for the main part, consumer staples, that is, for the main part, it's been the tech sector that's been carrying this market throughout this entire pandemic. And again, I should say, even though I have an issue with some of them, rightfully so, because again, these were the kind of outfits or platforms that people gravitated to, right, during that whole aspect of being quarantined or being shut in, right? People going to run the technological type of apparatuses, phones, chatting services, whatever. That's what became the new benchmark, in a quarantine environment on a global scale. And so these stocks benefited greatly off of it, either from a subsidiary aspect or a full-blown, platform that has, user engagement, right? And so they were overbought. I mean, let's just keep it 100. Again, you look at the XLK. XLK is a bellwether asset to kind of give you an idea exactly what the tech sector has been doing. It's a spider trust technology kind of ETF, right? I mean, look at this. Couldn't make this stuff up, right? It's going all the way back to the March lows, right? It was trending at $69 a share for this ETF, right? Went up as high as 115, right? Went up as high as 115 in a matter of about 4 or 5 months. So again, almost double, right? Almost double, right, in its size. So all the stocks that weigh into this this ETF were just gangbangers, right? Gangbusters, right? For the entire aspect of that. So you couldn't make this simple. Again, the other one obviously is the QQQs. We all follow the Qs, right? QQQs obviously was a great benchmark bellwether kind of ETF that's also surrounding the tech sector, right? Same reality. March low 164, right? Up here at its peak 274. I mean, crazy, right? Picked up over 100 points in a matter of about 4 or 5 months, right? And just now starting to show some weakness. Again, you see some massive moments here where the clarity of the opportunity was just, it's obvious here what's going on here, right? I mean, what do you see here? Right, you see a shoulder here, right? Shoulder lean, and a head, right? So you got obviously a head and shoulder scenario setting up here. Not that it would matter, because again, being this is a defensive trade, if Wall Street want to push it higher, then these patterns don't matter. So people will say, okay, here's your shoulder here, here's your head here, here's your other shoulder here, here's your pullback. Well, typically, when you do a head and shoulders, trade based upon the value when the trade prints, you do what? Neckline to what? Hairline to kind of get the aspect of the length of the move that may happen when it pulls back. So you got basically about what 271 to what 274 here, right? So if you come out around the same point here, right, around this little point here, so 271 down to around about what 266, right? That would be kind of your length value in that, even though it went down a little lower, especially after yesterday, because again, markets had to hit a point what of rotation, right? In my opinion, they didn't necessarily rotate out of tech to the degree. I think they just kind of what cleaned up some of their position, right? Margin aspect, right? And then only to buy back in again at some of these lows, and boy did they, right? Right? Charts don't lie, right? Numbers don't lie. Because look right here. Look at this calendar here. Do you think that's retail traders in this calendar right here? That's a retail candle, right? Basically one bullish engulfing candle, even though it's a 30-minute chart, nonetheless, right? You got 267, roughly all the way up to 269, 3 points on a big ticket, like a QQQ ticket. That's banks, that's institution, fund managers, mixed in with some retail, right? So again, these are things that we're looking at. And then what do you see right here at the top of the linear regression band? Come make this stuff up. Went up there, pierced above it ever so slightly, and got what? Pushed back inside of it, right? Pushed back inside of it. So obviously, hey, don't get too happy. Don't get too, you're not back the way you think you are, and right back down, right? Right back down, right? And this was today. Now, this is today's trade in the QQQs. Now, even though the S&P 500 obviously outperformed the NASDAQ in terms of relative strength value, especially, think about where the, S&P 500 came from today. It literally outperformed, at least that aspect of the market, right? At least that aspect of the market, right? And again, we know what's going on. Again, the Federal Reserve have, they have a mandate, right? They got to keep this thing liquidated as much as possible. Now, all that sell-off did the other day was just build out another opportunity where, people who look at charts, these technical analysis people, they're going to say, oh, man, that's a couple handle printing right now. Send it higher, right? Never mind the fact that the market's obviously extended, well beyond any kind of aspect of reality, right? On no organic growth. We spoke about that several times in the past on this channel about, we're obviously on borrowed money at this point, not necessarily even their money. Is what? Taxpayers' money. This is borrowed time on taxpayer dollars. At some point, this stuff has to what? Come to a head, right? And we're going to hit some real big liquidation breaks at some point, right? You got all these parabolas happening, all this kind of stuff happening in the markets. People just don't know what, to invest in terms of their strength value, because the earnings are not indicative of any organic growth. It's very low estimates, right? Very low bars to beat, and a whole lot of, okay, we're going to give you a pass, right? Giving everybody a COVID pass, right? Everybody you get a pass, you get a pass, you get a pass, right? Oprah style, right? Or Oprah Winfrey, right? Of late. But this is what you're dealing with now. So look at this. Gap up, comes back, finally fills the gap on that yesterday pullback, which, there's so many gaps that still need to be closed in the S&P 500. It's just ridiculous. So this right here is not even, okay, I get it, right? Make it seem like you're trying to, make it seem like it's not manipulated, whatever you want to say. But nonetheless, we're right back up here again, banging up against the all-time highs. Again, you came within literally, cents of the all-time high. After pulling back yesterday, all the way down to near like 332, near 331. Now, reluctantly, I bought that dip yesterday in SPY calls. I'm not foolish. You had this kind of pullback in a day, and you got the Fed at your back and fund managers like BlackRock and JP Morgan, who obviously being, greenlit to kind of pump the market through the repo operations and Fed money that they're giving these companies to kind of pump into the stock market. Come on, this was a given, right? This was a given. And then weirdly, so I bought the 337 calls, right? Some told me to probably buy the 336s, but I said, I'm going to buy the 337 because, again, if it pulls back like it did like this, and it was trending up near 337, 337, 75, whatever the case like that, then greedy as these people are down at Wall Street, y'all know them some greedy jokers. I said, they're going to try to push this thing right back up and test that all-time high. They're too close to the all-time high. There's no way these people not going to feel like, in their mind, we're not going to take this thing back up there and test this all-time high being this close. They're just not going to give up like that, right? They're not going to give up. Look at this, guys. Couldn't make this stuff up. You literally pennies away from the all-time high. This is your all-time high here, guys, right there. 339. Let's say, let me blow it up a little bit. Let's make it even more. visual for you guys. You can see it, right? This is your all-time high, literally right here. This candle, this is a green candle right here. The little joker right here. So you're talking 339, 17, 339, 20, if you want to call it that. Right? We hit what? 338, 338, what we hit? 338.30, something like that after hours, or excuse me, today in the session. Right? Hold on, let me go over here. Go back over here real quick. Right? Before we obviously hit, major little sell-off at that point. It pulled back, came up again from yesterday into today, but here, again, 338.27. Yeah. So again, you talking about roughly about a full point away, in this case, in terms of the SP 500 ticket, away from all-time highs. And you closed up still, in a bullish sense in terms of green, even though you pull back a little bit, but it's still in a nice little chop zone here to kind of come take out this all-time high. The top of the band, the top of the linear regression band is sitting at 340. Let that marinate. I saw a lot of 340 calls coming into the ticker yesterday or to the tape in terms of the options market. So people are betting on that 340, strike price to hit before Friday. And it very well can hit it. It very well could hit it. Now, I think we'll get rejected up there, but if not, if we break out and hit all-time highs, y'all know how this stuff go. Stocks that break out and hit all-time highs tend to go what? Higher. They don't necessarily, evidently have to sell off. That gives more people the fuel to want to see what? Let's take it higher, because now you're in what they call what? Discovery mode. Asset discovery mode. There's no walls up there besides people who got what? Sell orders, but no particular old chart history values where you can look at for supply areas or whatever. Those areas have now been what? Decimated. So I got, this Friday expiration, I got 337 call, right? I bought 2, sold 1, kept 1. Right? Sold 1, kept 1, because I feel like, again, if they're going to get this thing above that 338, I believe, I don't know what the futures market looking at. It was 6 o'clock, so we already in the futures market. Let's see where we at. Yep, we already up, barely, but we up in the futures market here about 0.03% after hours, 0.02 on the Dow. So the tech, obviously, the QQQs of the tech sector, the NASDAQ NDX, obviously in this case, it's up by 0.07%. So again, they're trying to keep the energy still, alive, right? Gold obviously got pummeled. Y'all saw what gold did, right? Gold got murdered the other day. I mean, what they said in the hood, they got murked the other day, right? It was due for a pullback. Again, 4 or 5% pullback. I'll take that. Right? At least it wasn't 10%, right? 15%, Well, again, at the low, it went from 2000 and 30, 40 something, all the way down to like 1880, 1890 something. Gold. Some of my gold traders out there know what I'm talking about. And then, again, when the futures caught a bid, gold began to rise yesterday in the futures market, right? After I was yesterday, I was sitting there watching, okay, dang, this thing going to trade in correlation to the SP 500 or the futures, right? So you had people, buying equally in, equity assets as well as what? Commodities in terms of precious metals. And they pulled that thing right. They pulled it from the gutter, right? Like they pulled that thing about the gutter and gave it, dusted it off a little bit and got it back in the game, right? Remind me there in living color, right? Calhoun Tubbs, right? Sing about the blues, right? Yeah, it was. They wrote a song about it, like here it go, and that's exactly what gold did, right? That's exactly what gold did, right? Pull back something nasty here, as you can see here, fiercely here. Matter of fact, let me see if you guys can see my chart. Y'all can't see. I'm over here just talking, and y'all can't see. I forgot this. I'm on StreamYard, supposed to Zoom, so forgive me. Go over here real quick. Yeah. So yeah, here's your gold chart. All right, let me expand this here, so kind of see what I'm talking about here. But yeah, so again, pull back something fierce. There's your 1 hour, right? Let's stretch it on out a little bit here, so we get down to business. Yeah, again, so gold went up and hit a high again. Y'all know the deal. About $2,076. Yesterday, again, Armageddon, right? It was like Armageddon, 220, like I said, 220, all the way down to around by 1876. Massive pullback there, massive liquidation break. All my Forex traders out there that trade, this AUX trade on the Forex side of the house, I know y'all were crushing this. I know y'all, speaking of that, I know Stock God, I know you trade. I think you trade gold. I know Sister Camille does. I'm sure over Gordon, he probably does as well. I'm just curious to know how you guys, if y'all traded into this yesterday, that's some massive pips there, right? That's massive pips right there, right? And that's a good little bag right there. Right? And then again, you bottomed out. Again, hit, I was wicked out here, wicked out. Then in come your institution money right here, right back in it. I mean, that's literally institution money in this green bullish and golden calendar here. I mean, they ain't bought that thing up like gangbusters. Got them a nice little scalp off the lows here around by 1891 when they came in. Took it up as high as like 1959, right? I mean, good little move there, guys. You talk about roughly near 60-something points, right? I mean, again, great little rebound trade or retracement, off the lows in terms of that perspective. So I'm interested to see what gold does from here. Again, it still has a lot of run room to the upside. This is a healthy pullback. As ugly as it was, it was healthy. Same thing with silver, right? Silver got what? Dusted, right? Silver got dusted. Same value, right? But again, healthy pullback. Look at all the gaps that it did. It's just been gapping up, like left and right. Look at silver, gap up. I mean, silver just been on a tear. Gap up. I mean, we're talking about silver when it hit the March lows around about $11 a share, right? At that point, it's been on a tear. Since then, it's been on a tear. Gap up. Gap up. Actually, backfill one here, surprisingly. For a change, it backfill one. Gap up again. Went right back into gapping up again. Gap up. Gap up. Gap up. I mean, come on, man. Right, if you didn't take no profit off this thing, coming all the way back again from the March lows, then, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Look at this chart, guys. You're talking about near $11 a share here. Yeah, made, all-time highs off in terms of, where it was, in at least the past 52-week chart history. Went up and hit like, $28 a share. And then you got a pullback happening right now. Healthy as it is, it's still, it was still worthy of, some profit taking to happen. And so that's all it was. There's people that said, stop losses got triggered. People thought, took them a little bag, giving some new opportunity for new traders to get in. Again, I think it's going to come down, settle in somewhere maybe around about 22 and change. At most, maybe like 21, establish. Maybe if we can fill this gap down here to like 21.19, that'll be great, right? They said that'll be great. 21.40, somewhere around there, right? And then, make us move back to the upside. I'd be a buyer somewhere around here. I'll be a buyer somewhere around here. Again, just for the retrade, because at this point, the cat's out the bag. Metals are going to go higher because you don't have any kind of economic certainty just because of the fact that we're on the back end of the year. We kind of botched the whole idea of a clear, clean, comeback, so to speak, in terms of this COVID-19. They blew that. I mean, again, say what you want to say. If you're politically sensitive, you might want to cut the TV off right now or lower your volume. But the administration, the government as a whole, senators on both sides, they pretty much botched this entire whole reality in terms of this COVID-19 pandemic. I would not want to be under the leadership of any of these people ever again in a pandemic. Period. End of discussion, right? Roll credits. They were sloppy, childish, you name it, put people at risk. They, again, shows you exactly the mindset of what this country is really, what it's really about. The selfishness of the people, the selfishness, of the government on both fronts, giving people adequate scientific data and also cutting checks. It shows you the greedy selfishness of what the kind of people you're dealing with. More the reason why more of us need to be learning how to get invested in the equity markets or the forex market or crypto or options, whatever your poison is in terms of being able to make your own money on your own time or your own dime. You need to learn how to get strategically invested in that and learn it well, because why depend on people who have shown literally everybody that they can care less about your well-being? And there's people that was close to being evicted. People that, y'all know the story. I'm not going to even go there. We'll talk about that on another session, right? Right now we're doing a welcome back party, right? So we'll talk about that maybe on one of our day sessions, right? Where we can get it in. But nonetheless, again, y'all know the deal. So here we go. Again, metals are obviously indicative of what? The piss poor management that came out of the what? The value of equity stocks being overblown, bond market obviously in shambles, the Fed's buying everything under the sun, junk bonds, muni bonds, you name it, they buying it. Extended treasury, mortgage-backed lending, they buying everything. Subsidizing debt. Basically, it's unconstitutional to do that. I don't know if y'all guys are familiar with that or not, but it's unconstitutional for the Federal Reserve, which is a branch arm. It's pretty much it's an affiliate for higher branch of government. It's not even real. It's not even a real true entity of government. The Federal Reserve is not in a constitutional value or mandate inside, the value of government. They are a for hire affiliate business, kind of like child support business. Child support services, they're not even part of the real government. True story. Couldn't make this stuff up. So again, these people been given the keys to your money. Yeah, go ahead, over, Chris. I'm sorry.
That's all facts.
Yeah, it's crazy out there, man. I tell you, it's crazy. So, when you dig a little deeper, really figure out what's going on in terms of, government, this, that, and the third, you start to realize, hey, what's going on, family CG3? What's going on, family Sean, John? I see a few guys that came in the back chat. I was over there grinding a little bit. What's going on, Over T? Happy to have you back, man. Peace, power, and profit, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. Happy to be back. Happy to have the channel popping. Again, happy to be in the building surrounding around you guys. But like before, again, like I said before, this is what we're dealing with. So for what it's worth, again, we'll get into those conversations, I'm sure, throughout the week when we go live or, when we start going live again throughout the day, whatever the case. But it's been a long, rocky 4 months, right? It's been an ugly 4 months, 4 or 5 months. It's just been ugly. In some aspect, we had some small victories here and there, but for the most part, we did not see this thing playing out the way it is. Now, we talked about a lot of different scenarios of how it could go. That we did do. And it turned out being, what we thought, shouldn't happen, but it happened. And so we are no better off literally today than we were in essence to, back then when we had a chance to really get above, get this thing, to a point under control. And so now we're paying for it today. And I said, we mean a lot of people out there who are just been, again, decimated behind this pandemic. And now they're facing all these kind of issues. Now you got all these emergency executive orders that got to get written all of a sudden. You wouldn't have emergency moments to pull off like this had you been doing your job in the beginning anyway. Right? That's what government's supposed to do. They're supposed to think just like the stock market, forward discounting mechanism kind of reality, looking into the future, proper planning strategically. But they want to play politic games on your time, your dime, and your life, and your well-being, so to speak. And they gambled and they lost. Say what you want to say. They gambled and they lost. Right? And so because of that, we're all now having to backpedal, come up with other ways to kind of survive. So again, that's why I say unequivocally, I am humbled and I'm grateful that a lot of you guys who are new to this, who came in to trading and investing during the COVID-19 situation, or who brushed up on the skills that you already had during this scenario, man, kudos and salute to all y'all. Kudos and salute to all of you, because now you realize the power of being able to say, I'm not going to be dependent upon another man, government that is, right? Hold me, shelter me, because now you see the power of being able to kind of what? Handle your business under your own dime. Because obviously they didn't have your best interest in mind. Right? Not at the level that they should have been public servants of you, the taxpayer. They're saying over your money. Is your money now. It's your money, and they fighting over how they're going to dispense it to you or not give it to you. That's the irony in this. It's already your money, and they sitting here politicking, dangling carrots to kind of get your vote, just to say, oh, hey, I throw you a bone because I know you're struggling, right? But I need your vote in order for me to sign off on this, this bill to give you your money. Let that marinate for a moment. Right? Let that marinate for a moment. These politicians, right? These politicians, right? Right? Y'all know the game. But again, we'll save it again for another day. What's going on, family? Eddie Z's. Happy to have you in the building, man. Peace, power, and profit. I'm back, man. Happy to be in the building. What's going on, family? Rashu. Peace, power, and profit, family. Good to see you back. Marquise Kid in the house. What's going on, Over? I see you. Peace, power, and profit to you, man. Happy to be back, man. Happy to see y'all faces in this building. Again, y'all know how we get down over here, man. I tell you, it's an honor, it's a privilege, and I don't take it light. Man, I tell you that. Y'all know some people probably don't, see it the way I do, but y'all know I'm cut from that old school Southern claw, right? I believe in hospitality at the highest level, and I'm always going to try to provide that anywhere I can, right? And so happy to have the channel back and popping, so we're going to put this thing back to work, all right, until YouTube try to pull some more fugazi mess, all right? Who knows, right? Who knows, right? But again, they don't stop, they don't stop the show, right? They do not stop the show. All right. So with that being said, guys, again, I just wanted to kind of come on and welcome everybody back. Happy to be again back in the building. Being able to discuss it again. We've been still getting it in on our Dagger Squad channel for the Urban Economic Empowerment Show. Over Chris, over Brandon, Sister Camille, all you guys been doing phenomenal with being able to kind of bring a lot of value to the channel over there. Again, not only that, increasing your own ability to be able to now, again, be able to have these kind of quantitative discussions, right? And qualitative discussions, right? In essence, to what we're dealing with as investors and traders, right? And how it can benefit other people. So y'all know how the saying goes, steel sharpens steel, right? Steel sharpens steel. And in this environment, what better place to be able to discuss, opportunities, obviously with your peers, right? Because we're all peers at this, regardless. Then, finding out how the way to get to a bag, right? Finding a way to get to a bag. So all these things, again, become, very relevant. And you learn how to be able to conversate, orchestrate, demonstrate, a lot better underneath it, right? And improve, again, on a skill set, again, that's very transferable to other people. That's what we should do anyway. Again, paying it forward. And again, just letting the chips fall as they may at that point. Right. So it's a beautiful opportunity in itself. So, power and profit to you guys, right? For definitely being able to do that. Right. For definitely being able to do that.
Asante,
right? So,
quick question.
Always Karibu, right? Karibu. All right. For some of you guys know that means, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So so again, before we log off, man, I'm gonna let you guys have the floor, man. So again, I know again, happy to have you in the building over Chris, always over Brandon, man. How's your day going? What do you see going forward, man? I know you've been doing some great things as well over Chris. You've been really upgrading your portfolio values, been upgrading your knowledge. You've been obviously dipping in other, aspect of business and opportunities. Again, just making moves, man. I mean, all you guys making moves. I tell you, I mean, I tell you, I'm a fan, man. I tell people I'm a fan in more ways than y'all probably can imagine. I'm a fan of you guys. So what's been going on, man?
Just trying to get better. Having you around, having Eoba Camille around, Mo motivates us with what she's doing. Just the whole team. Just trying to do the best I can with the resources and information that I have, and I think that goes for all of us. So it just helps. I'm glad you got the channel back. That's the most exciting part about today is the channel is back. You get to go live. And have our discussions like we used to, and break down the market and what's going on in this crazy country, and just having that camaraderie and the village around, and to bounce ideas and discuss what's going on and different opportunities. So I mean, all of that keeps me sharp, and just trying to do better and get better.
That's solid, man. And again, that's all we all endeavor to, especially in learning, how to be proficient, right? How to get to a bag, right? Daily, right? Again, it's a sweet thing. Number one, to be in this in terms of this, learning how to, perfect this craft, but another thing to be able to disseminate it and to share it with others too. And so I think that's why I'm always stressing the value of village, right? Again, workshop mentality. So it kind of eliminates any kind of, intimidation, right? Because some people they intimidated, right? The idea that they may see you making money and they want to ask you certain things, but they're like, nah, man. And they kind of, like, man, this person ain't going to take the time out. But that's not how we work over here, right? No, this is us against the system. It ain't us against each other. And so, again, within that, like I said before, steel does sharpen steel, right? Because now we see the value how we can, take a little bit from everybody. Y'all know that's one of my favorite quotes I like to share with everybody, right? Right? Find your own niche or your own niche, but steal from everybody. Why wouldn't you? Right? This information is literally free, right? You just got to have the interest, right? You have to have the interest to want to learn it. And depending upon how interested you are or how hungry you are, the faster you're going to be able to kind of open doors and get to where you want to go in terms of hitting your goals. That's what this thing is all about, right? Because you hold the key to it. You want to sit in no classroom. You ain't got to be, none of this stuff, you don't have to spend any exorbitant amounts of money. And all this stuff can be learned on your time. And what better time doing the aspects, again, under this COVID scenario, right? To take advantage of that shut-in time to be able to do so. And so a lot of people came into this craft during that time frame that I was excited to see. And people that would hit me up, man, left and right, old buddies from, grade school, even college, man. Hey, man, I've been seeing you doing your thing, man. I'm ready to learn, man. I got this time on my hand. I said, let's go, right? No and if buts about it. Say no more. Let's go, right? Because again, I see, what we've always seen, right? That number one, what better, again, value that you have in life, again, is number one, to be able to make your own money, right? Again, void of other people, pulling out your pot, right? Everybody, got their hand in the cookie jar. You make your own money on your time. So that's number one. That's spectacular. Again, you can't be, discriminated against, right? Race, color, creed, sex, gender, orientation, right? Y'all know midget, smurf, humpback, all that stuff, right? They can't discriminate against you, right? Felon, baby mothers, none of that stuff can bar you from the opportunity. Right? So it really equates to a no-brainer. The work is just based upon you having an interest. How hungry are you? Right. And I think, unequivocally, you've shown that, since you began really getting after this over Chris, years ago, and to where you are today, how it culminated to your level of knowledge. Now, I always say you only get better at this, right? Yeah. You don't regress in this. You only get better. The regress in this is to be like, you just got to hit a point where you're just having a meltdown. And you're not, you just can't, get outside your own head. That's the only way you will regress in this skill set.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It had to be something to that level because you're learning as you go. So you're always equipping yourself with more knowledge and more experience to know how to deal with things when they come around again. The market is no more, again, than a future forward thinking or a discounted mechanism. That's the whole aspect of why you look back to kind of see what the future might potentially could be. And ahead of that, based upon anything that's innovative coming down the pipeline, that you can say, okay, that's going to be worth some dollars, right? And then you strategize and plan and execute according to that, right? So you guys getting it, man. I tell you, man, I'm happy to be in the presence of y'all every day. I only know it's going to get better. I know you guys going to, get better yourself. And then again, next thing you know, you're going to be helping other people come into the fold. And I think that's the greatest gift that we all have at this point. Right? 'Cause a lot of people are struggling to try to find ways to kind of keep abreast in this situation. And here it is, they see you guys still grinding. They see you guys still making money, right? They see you guys being, proficient at providing at least the opportunity for them to see, hey, here's a door, right? It's up to you to walk through it though. Right. And so we don't own the stock market. So I love that. We can't sell them anything, right? The market is free in that aspect. Right, it's some ratchet people in it. Again, granted, banks and all that fund managers, but notably so, you just gotta learn how to stay, within the confine of what you can handle, and let the rest just watch it from a distance and learn from it. Right, as we like to say, sometimes the best trade is one not taken, because you learn a lot by watching the market sometimes too. Right, so again, power and profit to that, and power and profit to you, Oprah Chris, for being a steward of this and being able to, again, share it with other people now. All right, so that's powerful.
Ashanti, definitely appreciate you.
Well, anytime. So same way, brother. Over Brandon. Again, I know you've been getting at it too. Again, you've been picking the game up. Getting stronger and stronger. Again, coming on doing the live shows with the Urban Economic Empowerment Show. Sharing knowledge and again, just being a consummate professional as you are. Man, I could. I only see you guys getting better. As we all are. Again, myself and everybody, we all in that same basket. We all learning together. So, same way. How's it been for you, man? And where do you see things going here in the near-term future for yourself?
I see it in a positive aspect, like you said, and like Chris said, like everybody is in it to gain knowledge and help themselves out earlier. Not earlier, but in this present stage, earlier on into the future. I've been trying to keep up with Mo, Chris, you, Camille, when it comes to this, market analysis, investing, and everything. I've been trying to, find some other ways to diversify my portfolio, and it helps when you guys come on every now and then, give a little bit tidbit of information so I can go do my homework and do my due diligence. So I just want to thank everybody, the whole family, people in the back chats, the Facebook group. I mean, blessings. Thank you guys.
Powerful. Again, you've been nothing shorter than, again, like I said, it's extraordinary in terms of what you've been able to, bring to the table and how it has, again, number one, edified you, because y'all know one of my other favorite quotes, right? When one teaches, to learn, right? Or when one shares, to learn, right? Or to benefit from it. And it's the same reality. There's nothing new under the sun when it comes to that, again, having that collective interest, which we have that, hence, you hear, meaning people are here because they know that, here's some kind of value or interest that we all share together, in unison, and it's beneficial. All right. We actually, we're benefiting from this information, this knowledge, this market, right? These ideas, right? These opportunities where we come together and think tank, for what it's worth, that's what we have. We have a small little think tank. Again, it's not some probably mainstream fund manager style or whatever, with all this quantitative data and this, that, and the third. But in our own right, it's a think tank, right? And so again, it's us against the system in that perspective. So, again, it's plausible to say that the more you, again, pick at it, at this craft or at each other in terms of getting out, the better you're going to become. And so I've seen that, firsthand with you guys coming up. Again, myself, again, I'm like, I'm your peer. I'm not like I'm some kind of guru, none of that. So we all learn together, and consequently, we earn together, right? We all learn together, and consequently, we end up earning together. And so that's the sweetest thing ever, right? To see your partner, your peers, your fam get a bag right along with you. Obviously, we shared that today in the IGC. And I didn't know you was in the tree, obviously, but I like minds think alike. And so that's kind of part of the game where I'm always moved by that in a good way. I'm like, man, I love that. All right, when everybody can get a bag, right? That's the ultimate goal, right? You don't want to see everybody get a bag, right? And nobody get left out. What you got? I got a bag today too. No matter how much you got, that's your personal business if you want to share it. But as long as you got a bag, that means you woke up and you made more than what you had before you laid down and went to sleep. That's, to me, that's like the greatest thing ever. $2, $3, $5, $10, I don't care what it is. 100,000, whatever. A bag in the hand, a bird in the hand beat one in the bush. Hands down, every single day. Our goal is to learn how to do that consistently, right? Again, we want to be consistent. Base hits. You do that methodically. You have a methodology. You practice what you preach. You really home in on your discipline. You get yourself together when it comes to your due diligence, your study habit, and then go attack it. Again, all we are just what? Data collectors, data hounds, data auditors, so to speak. We audit information for a living, literally, and make moves off of it, like we did today on the IGC trade, right? That was all about what? Getting the information, press release hit, FDA information. Okay, what the stock is at on the chart? Okay, oversold, look like it's left for dead. This gonna pop, right? it's going to pop, and sure enough, we didn't know it was going to go this high. We know it had opportunity and potentiality, though, because guess what? Previous chart history a couple years ago showed what? A move up to about what? $14 and change. So it's just now starting to climb the wall of worry and get back some of those gains that it, obviously, sequestered or succumbed to back then anyway. But again, that's the value of the parallel aspect of why it takes a village, and you always need to click up with people who have the same interests as you so y'all can get a bag together. Right? So that's what makes this stuff universal. So peace, power, and profit to you over Brandon. Again, as always, like I said, for being a constant professional. Again, bringing truth to power, sharing it like with everybody else in the back chat. We all have our gifts and whatever, but again, strength and power to you for that too.
Thank you.
That's it. So again, guys, I'm not going to keep everybody here, man. Again, it was just a welcome back kind of live stream. We'll get down to the nitty gritty next time I come on and go live and go in. Again, y'all know this stuff go. At least I have the ability to come back, whatever. Hey, what's going on, family Quavo? Right? What's going on? You say, what's my opinion on Bitcoin and where do you think it's going? Well, again, Bitcoin is in, it's in its, still in a bullish trend, right? For what it's worth, even though with the flash crash, the several hard crashes we've had, within this past couple weeks. Hey, what's going on? Play hot in the building, guys. We see the sister in the house. What's going on, sis? Play hot adventures. Peace, pride, and profit to you. Happy to have you back. Happy to see you still building out your beautiful channel, guys. Go subscribe to that sister channel as well. She does awesome content. I mean, professional type stuff. I mean, man, I don't know, maybe some old syndication show or something need to pick you up because your skills are just wonderful. So peace, power, and profit to you. Happy to have you back and hanging out with us. And again, just being able to share. So yeah, so Bitcoin is exactly, in the position where it's still bullish for what it's worth. I know it sounds weird when you think about the way it's just been, crashing, so to speak, if you want to even use that word. But again, charts always seem to kind of bring context to things, do they not? Right? That's why we rely on charts, right? Because it gives perspective to people who just came in and they're like, oh, this is garbage. This is this, that, and the third, man. Because they got in up here, right? The new people come in and get in up here, and then the asset do what? Plummet on them, right? They get dumped on, right? They Jordan style, right? Hanging on the rim, like Vince Carter style, maybe, right? One of them hard dunkers, right? And then they say, oh, this is garbage, man. This is garbage, right? Because they have no analytical skill, no technical skill. They have no understanding of what they're dealing with in terms of the asset class. But if you look at the chart on a rolling 2-month, 3-month time span, it looks what? Bullish, right? Now, it could be entering a moment here where it has to prove itself. Granted, okay, yeah, we hit some hard parts in terms of global economic aspect of people trying to restructure and figure out what's going to go, what we're going to look like going forward under this COVID situation. But Bitcoin just now starting to break out, literally around the end of July, right? Middle in July. Before that, it was just doing what? Nothing. Just going, sideways to down, so to speak, for what it's worth, right? And then it hit a point where it caught a bid, a massive bid, and we got a nice little pump from the 9,100 range. And I was like, kept telling you, man, long we hold the 9,100, the $9,000 range, we good. We know it's going to dip under here and there. But as long as it kind of trend near that 200-day moving average, right, we solid. So I kept adding. All through here, I was adding, right? I was adding on my Ethereum Classic position, from my Bitcoin, a couple other little alts. I just kept adding. 5 here, 10 here, 30 here, 40 here. Dollars. Every time I got a little extra, and I got a little, throw a little bit on it, right? One of the great things about Bitcoin, you can buy fractional values of the token, $5, $2, $3. So again, you just building on what? The opportunity for it to kind of to build up a stronger war chest, because like y'all know as well as I know, any kind of brokerage or asset account value that offers you ability to accrue, money, interest, whatever off the asset, it's just a glorified savings account. So if you ask yourself truly, when Bitcoin was at 9,100, 9,200, and you really think about it from the aspect where it came from, do you think Bitcoin going anywhere in the next 5, 10 years or in the next year? if you come back and answer yourself, no, you don't really see that being a major issue, and even more so, you got breadcrumbs and more reason to want to say, this thing gonna be around. Because guess what started happening? The banks started adopting it more. Banks are now starting to come around and want to be a part of this blockchain technology, and the Federal Reserve couldn't make this stuff up. All telltale signals. So that's what this culminated from, was all those bullish news cycles that was coming out saying, okay, federal government, right? U.S. government, the Treasury Department, right? People start futures market. They start rotating into this virtual currency now. Never mind the fact that companies like Square, Apple, right, Starbucks, even accept Bitcoin, other stuff like that, MasterCard, Visa, whatever. They were already kind of building out their platforms to be able to scale into this digital currency stuff. And now, above all things, under this COVID-19, nobody want to touch no cash. Right? I love cash like everybody else, right? Floyd Mayweather style. But I tell you what, man, look, that COVID, hey, man, I don't want your little COVID cash right now. You might have to run that through the bank. Let them clean that up a little bit, right? Y'all need to spray that stuff with some alcohol. Right? Jugglers don't want to deal with cash. There's a cash shortage right now because guess what? There haven't been no real true spending money, no commerce moving. So all that money ain't been circulating through the system to kind of come back around. You got a coin shortage right now. Couldn't make this stuff up, guys. Could not make this stuff up. Right? Dang, my screen black. My bad. I'm just talking like I always do. I tell you what, man, I need to get better. What's going on, family crypto kid? What's going on, fam? Happy to have you back, brother Marquise. Get over here to my screen here. I was just talking, they ain't got my thing showing.
What's up with you, fam?
Man, happy to be back, man. Happy to have you back. Happy to have everybody back in the building. Doing what we do best. Man, I tell you, it's on and popping, right? We back. Until they come clip us again, per se. How you been, man? How's everything been?
Everything been good, definitely, man. Just been out here in these Forex streets, man, learning every day, man, and just learning more about, myself and my thought process,
Solid. You're on the right track because that's the biggest thing to master in any aspect of, being obviously going into a new asset class, a new endeavor, period, is, obviously what they say, getting your mind right, right? And for what it works best in this, y'all know that's one of the secret sauces of being able to be a great investor trader anyway. That's how well you act, and you think under pressure, right? So I always tell people psychology, right? It shares a lot of, man, it just brings so much truth to power when you start to realize things from that perspective. It's like, again, you be more in control, right? Your conviction level, right? Your confidence, right? To me, that's just unparalleled. That's how you become consistent in this market, right? Definitely working on yourself mentally, because the technicals are going to take care of themselves to a degree, right? But again, you still need to have that right mindset when you go in and out these assets to make sure that you're always putting your best foot forward. And so again, that's very commendable. So again, I already know you're going to take it to the next level, right? You're going through like everybody else, right? Just go through the little proving ground. Get all the ins and outs, learn what you can, and then application, right? So again, I already know you're gonna crush it, and so stay at it, stay hungry. Again, broaden your net, find other people who getting at it too. So again, you get to steal from everybody, like I'm always saying. Steal a little bit from everybody. And matter of fact, speaking of Forex, right? I need to bring back Dr. D. I am gonna bring her back actually. We did the show with her a few years back when we brought her on. And y'all know Dr. Devontae Moore is a beast in the Forex market. Obviously, she's a PhD published author, a PhD minded woman. She's serious about business. She get it in, right? On many different levels, right? And so I definitely need to bring her back on now that I got the channel back up and running, and let her go in on the Forex side of the house. Right, because that's literally her lane. This woman have turned out millionaires before, throughout her tenure of training and teaching. She actually have quote unquote what we call millionaire students, right? The whole Tim Sykes stuff, but not with all that foolishness, right? This is serious, right? And she's a published author again, like I said before. So I'm definitely going to get her back on the books at some point soon. She got some availability, so she can go in again, right, and invite you guys on. So y'all, we all can, round robin, discuss a little bit with the sister, and get some good knowledge from her. So I think that's already, matter of fact, on the docket. So I need to work on that instantly, right? And again, I got some other people I've been wanting to bring on anyway that I didn't. That I got sidetracking and put off for a while, but I'm gonna look to bring those guys in. Some awesome option traders. Again, people from all walks, whatever. So, like before, no time really lost. We lost about 3 months so far at the channel, but we just got better along our own, in our own little value during the time during this COVID situation. Anyway, so we back at it. We back at it. Right. So yeah. With that being said, again, there's your Bitcoin scenario. Like I said before, it's still bullish. It's still bull flagging. Again, so for what it's worth, if you are a person who's been in, especially down here in the 9,000 range, again, if you just scalping it for profit, or you think it's a long-term asset worth the holding, and you just take your incremental profits along the way, then hey, here's your scenario. Again, we up banging against this 12,000 resistance. Again, tested it twice. Obviously, couldn't penetrate through it to kind of hold or close above it. But again, there's so much weirdness in terms of the economic global aspect of the markets. On all asset classes because of the COVID situation. We saw gold selling off and tending to the equity markets, right? And so Bitcoin sold off too. But they were all supposed to be somewhere like what? The anti-aspect of each other to a degree. Well, I would say gold and crypto obviously trade more in tandem because they are what? Disruptors to equity markets. But everything, you couldn't make this stuff up. They trade in correlation when they're supposed to be opposing trades. Now, gold had, diverged from the equity market when it made this big move up to 2000, right? And it was doing this thing. And then as soon as the sell-off happened, it sold off right along with equity markets. Like, what? What's going on here, right? Man, come on. But y'all know how markets are. They're strange, right? And it's not an exact science. And that's why you got to stay on your game, right? Because there's no 2 days alike and no two assets that are alike. But again, for the most part, Bitcoin, to me, again, my opinion, still looks bullish, right? We got a weather advisor going on right now in this little DMV area. I know you're in the DMV with me, Marquise. It is, man, get down outside. Lightning, thunder, and it raining like it's a hurricane. So stay safe out there, guys, if you are in this.
I was just looking at it.
You looking at it too? Yeah, it's getting it out there, man. I tell you what, it shucks. Got some serious, man, I need some of these stocks to be coming down like that rain right now. How you show me these put positions? Hey, the way it's coming down out there. Yeah, severe thunderstorm. So, all right, we'll see how things work out, but stay safe. I was thinking about going fishing, but no, that's out the window now. Ain't no night fishing tonight. No night fishing tonight. But yeah, guys, so that's it. Again, so Bitcoin, like I said before, y'all see the situation there. Again, I think it's still I think it's still in a it's obviously in a bullish standpoint, but again, if you knew anything about taking in position, again, here's your linear regression band. You see it trending right at the mean line here, right? This middle ground line, as we call it, right here, right? So again, if it holds this area here, again, and as you can see, it tested a few times and kind of break out. We can still go back up in and test this, $1,700, $1,800 level, right? But along the way, you're just building a massive, chop zone or consolidation or accumulation zone up and around this $11,000 range, right? Because y'all know how Bitcoin is. Now you have to measure it, per $1,000 chunks because it can drop in $1,000 chunks, right? So that literally becomes your ATR, right? Y'all know the ATR, the average true range, the average trading range, right? On any given basis, it can particularly move that. Not necessarily going to do it every single day, but it has the ability to move. So I'm saying that in essence to your support resistance aspect, right? These are the levels that you want to look at. Them whole dollar marks like 11,000, right? Again, if you plan it on a more tighter time frame and you scalping with margin, then again, you're doing it in what $100 increment lots, from 1,100 to to 11,000, 11,200, 300, whatever the case like that. So that way you can kind of chart it methodically. Same way if you look at it where it's at now, right? It's hitting resistance around 11.6, 11.6. So every time it gets up near 11.6, it's getting rejected, got rejected, right? All right. So again, right here, look at the support zone. Right now, it's becoming resistance. Right, it was support at this point when it broke out. Now it's becoming resistance. So all these people right here, right, they keeping this right here from happening at this moment. Right, for what it's worth, and these guys up in this little candle right here. But nonetheless, it's still bullish overall. So yeah, you can go up here and test this little 11.8 area possibly. Obviously, you break out above that, then again, hey, you still got the 12 grand to get. If not, you're gonna trend around this point here, down to around about 1,100, right? Excuse me, 11,000, excuse me. But again, it's still in a bullish trend if you ask me. So I like it. I love it. I've been in it for quite a while. Ain't no secret, y'all. I've been trading Bitcoin back since 2017 when it was trading at around about near $1,900 a token and $2,000 a token. And so I've been kind of playing with it ever since then. So no love lost on my part, even when it came down, off this, high horse or from grace, when it fell from grace, as they call it, right? And it came all the way down here when it was up near night. Hold up. Let me go back to the, let me go to the day chart. That way it don't look so messy, right? Yeah, I said I got them old y'all, some old calligraphy and all that kind of stuff on my little charts. But yeah, again, ever since it pulled from grace and it came back and bottomed out around this point here, around about 3,100. And I remember yesterday I was telling over Chris, I don't know if you even remember. I said, man, 3,100 is your bottom, bro. We ain't going below that 3,100, right? And this was back in December of 2018. And lo and behold, we did not break below it. Most people like, man, we're gonna crash below 3,100, man. We going back to the 2,000 range. I was like, no. And I got my little chart to back me up and prove it, right? These are my old drawings here. This ain't new stuff. This is when I was charting up in here. And we held, and after that, guys that took that little bit of information, advice I was saying, again, my opinion, at 3,100, 3,300, they start adding. I know several people that did actually, still to this day, and they let me know, hey, I appreciate that. But yeah, they took those positions at 3,100, 3,300, 3,400, and they hadn't looked back, right? They haven't looked back. I mean, couldn't make this stuff up. I mean, we had some moment where you spiked up, went up in, hit 1,400, pulled back hard, came back to around about 68. They were still already up, still over 100% at that point, right? And then it started climbing again. Then it pulled back some more, came down and tested around about 4,100. Tested a lot of people resolve at that point, right? Right? Tested a lot of people resolve at that point, right? And then kind of marching right back up, right? Recovered some more, some very key levels that we was trying to, ascertain going into the new halving that was coming up, the blockchain halving that happened, right, during that time frame on May 11th. It turned out to be a dud event, which we knew it was going to be. I was in my mind, I thought it was going to be a dud because, again, it was just too much hype going into it, right? So buy the rumor, sell the news. The asset didn't break out. It just went sideways, right? Nothing wrong with that either, right? As long as it didn't dump, we'll take that, right? And then it eventually broke out a little higher and went up here where it's at now, right? So again, on the daily chart, again, we still look good. As you can see here, right? And that was on the hourly chart earlier, but on the daily chart, we still look good, right? We're still banging up against it. Again, this resistance, again, around about, 11,800, 2,000, well, basically 12,000. Just call it what it is, right? So look at this on the daily. It looks real good still. All right. So again, that's my little, my little Bitcoin thesis. You're not going to drag this stuff out. I know it's late. All right. I know it's late. Hey, what's going on, Sister K on point? Oh, no, who's that? Sister, oh, it might be brother. I thought that was Sister Monica. Said Monica sent me. Okay. Hey, welcome to the channel, family. You're welcome here anytime. Peace, power, and profit to you, K on point. Happy to have you in the house. Anytime you see us go live, come join us. Come share with us. Let's get this knowledge so we can get this money. That's what this is all about, right? We're trying to turn, again, average day citizens of Joes into what? Trading pros, right? Because again, ain't nothing better than being able to get your money on your own time, under your own dime. And that's what this thing is all about at the end of the day, right? That's what this is all about at the end of the day, right? Being in position to get your bag, right? Void of Mr. Charlie, the institution, the system. And so that's what that's our prerequisite mindset, right? That's our prerequisite mindset, right? Right? Yeah, shark male, female looking for sustainable food. Take morals out, just about profit. That's it. And it's all about the bag, bro. Right? It's all about the bag, right? And that's what we, we study this, to show ourselves approved through every single day, right? When we're getting after this market, that's what we show ourselves to be approved. So get excited. So again, I'm gonna get ready to log off here so we can go over there and support our Dagger Squad channel and Sister Mo. She's going live over there, so we can kick off this urban economic empowerment show that we do every Wednesdays, typically around about 6 o'clock. You guys are welcome to join us over there as well if you choose, right? I would suggest that you do, because we always give out good information over there in the same liking. So, again, we can keep this kind of party going in terms of financial literacy, right? And again, keep this, this momentum and this positive energy going in the right direction, right? And so until I come on and go live again, you'll have something to kind of hold you over, right? Or, whoever you watch in your spare time too, it'll hold you over till we get a chance to go live again and can, share it together, in the same, and on the same channel. All right. Yeah, we'll come back. K on point. Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel if you like, family, so you can keep up with what we do over here. Because again, this is basically how we get down, right? This is what we discuss. Money making opportunities, right? So, centered around market awareness, right? Market prowess building, right? Equity markets, forex market, options, crypto, right? Whatever it is that we can benefit from, right? That's the the name of the game over here. So feel free definitely to check back in on the channel, right? If you want, again, subscribe. If not, just check in. Just plug in my name, as you can see here, verbatim as it's written here. And if you see me go live, hop on, right? Hop on the channel, hop on the panel. We share, all that, So again, we welcome it, right? But yeah, again, so right now, matter of fact, let me pull the link. Let me pull the link for that. For the Urban Economic Empowerment Show, so you guys can go check that out. Again, if you able to, we appreciate the support as well. Let me see if she hasn't went live yet. She did. Okay, I think she's just setting it up. She's setting it up right now. Yeah, she's setting it up. Okay, but yeah, nonetheless. Again, the Dagger Squad, again, you plug it in verbatim, the words. I'll plug it in right here. If you're around, again, you got nothing really going on, go check out the Dagger Squad channel when we go live over there as well. Speaking about the same thing, so to speak, financial literacy, right? So you just sit there right over here. Oh, my bad. Well, I saw the Zoom. I just looked over there on Facebook and saw the Zoom, so I figured you was building it up. All right, but again, it's up to you guys. If you want to kind of continue it here, that's fine. Again, I got a little time before dinner, whatever. We can still get it in here. Again, y'all know the link. If you want to come, it's up to you, Sister Mo. You let me know how you want to do it. All right, you let me know how you want to do it. Yeah, I get it. That's why I'm trying to hurry and get out too. That's why I didn't want to be on long too, because again, I know this is our power hour on Wednesdays, so I was trying to make sure I get through it quickly. Best as I can, so we can get over there to the other channel. So let you go live and set it up. You just let me know how you want to do it, man. We'll run it either way, right? Either way. What's going on, family? Sean, hey, thank you, man. Happy to have you back in the building as well, man. Peace, power, and profit to you, right? Happy to have you back, right? Happy to have everybody back, man. Just happy to be able to share again this knowledge, right? Everybody, K on point. Sean Home, Brother Quavo, you asked a question about Bitcoin. We'll keep going. We'll build on this more. Sister Play Hot in the house. Play Hot Adventures, hot like fire. Go subscribe to that sister channel, right? Great content creator. Phenomenal. Sister Mika in the house. I didn't even see it. I just looked up and saw that. God, dog. What's going on, Sister Mika? Peace, power, and profit, Sister Mika in the house. Right? Didn't even see her. Let me go and throw you a little rent. You family. You come from the, from the get down. Happy to have you in the house as well. Yeah, I got to get you going, Sister Player. I just seen your question. Right, you said you want to start learning how to trade like you guys. I get with you too, so we can get you those free stocks, right? If nothing else, let's get you those free stocks just by signing up and opening up your trading account. To me, that's just a no-brainer. Again, it costs you nothing really unless to fund it. That's about all, but still your money. But they're gonna give you free stocks, right? Get your Robinhood account. We get your Robinhood account set up. We get your Webull account set up, right? Some basic stuff, and then like you've been doing, whenever you're free, come on, over here and see us kind of building on, the information, so you can kind of, get you some knowledge in between time. So y'all know how it is over here. Each one teach one, right? We live by that creed and we'll never stop, so you already know what it is, right? So yeah, so Sister Mo, how you want to do it? You going to go and set it up on the other channel? Or, you want to keep running it, or, because again, I know this is our Wednesdays, right? So you let me know how you want to do it, because I was pretty much done. Yeah, I was pretty much done. Again, I just want to come on and kind of welcome everybody back like I did. Again, I think we got, for the most part, everybody kind of well welcomed back, saluted, and everybody again. So, when I go live again during the actual, market hours of the day, I'm pretty sure anybody that's free, they'll kind of still tune in like we used to before and kind of follow along from there, right? So, again, we'll make sure, we try to cover everything that we possibly can going forward, right? So, yeah, if you go, again, go over to the Dagger Squad channel. She's going to reset it back up over there, guys. It's been an awesome privilege to be back before you guys. It has nothing to do with YouTube, because y'all know how I feel about these platforms anyway. They all trash, right? They have trash value, trash management, trash ethics behind how they police it, right? They'll never really truly be ethical the way they should be when it comes to being able to, really police it. So again, they pick and choose. They're very, whatever. Y'all know the deal, right? But I'll leave it at that. But I'm just happy to be back, in front of you guys, right? In terms of the family, right? Being able to build and share. So, again, we're going to pick this thing right back up like we did before. All right, there's a conference tomorrow that I'm going to be a part of. Again, the same people that I had the issue with YouTube before anyway. They got a conference tomorrow that I'm going to be a part of. I'm already RVSP reservation for that scenario tomorrow anyway. And so if you guys do tune in, I won't necessarily carry it live on my channel. I may go live and do a descriptive aspect of it, but I'll make sure that I don't show it, whatever, even though I talked to the guy over there and we kind of made some kind of good, progress in terms of, future opportunities and endeavors. But nonetheless, again, there is a women's conference, right? There's a women's conference. I'm actually in one of the stocks, which is Agile Therapeutic, but Invest Virtual Conference Series. They're doing the one, Leading Innovators in Women's Health, right? So it's 3 publicly traded companies. Bayer is one of them. Obviously, y'all know Bayer Pharmaceuticals. No need to introduce them. We know who they all about, what they all about, right? Then there's a company called Dare, D-A-R-E, right? Not Dare America, right? Not the police scenario, but Dare, the pharmaceutical company, biotech company. And then there's Agile Therapeutics, the company that I'm in, Agile Therapeutic, AGRX, right? Y'all know I'm in that company, in that stock, again, at 50 cents a share, right? They got the FDA nod on their, contraceptive patch. To me, again, based on all the research I've done, all their test studies they've done from phase 1 to phase 2 to phase 3 to get the FDA approval, it is the best contraceptive patch on the market. Period. And no, I haven't used it. Right? But I know the science that I've been able to trace and follow so far, and all the stuff that they had to go through to get this FDA, it has half the estrogen level of a pill and any of the other patches out there. Half the estrogen level. Y'all know estrogen is a major factor when it comes to these different, contraceptive, use case opportunities, products out there, and they cause all kind of, issues sometimes with the sisters and the women. side effects and all kind of whatever. We don't have to get into all that, but we grown folk over here. As investors, it's good to know your product that you obviously invested in or the company you invested in. And so I took the time out my value to learn a lot about it, the different types, of different aspects that they use to build out these different contraceptives and the ingredients. And so this company here has a very low dose patented actually adhesive to the patch itself. So it's the only company out there that was able to even get a patent for its adhesive technology. So it doesn't stick to women and it's not hard to come off. It don't bruise their skin and mess them all up like some of the old patches did. From what I heard, from previous cases in terms of that were obviously being used, right? So their adhesive properties and the patent behind that can also be licensed out to companies like Band-Aid, right? Band-Aid actually got better over the years with their adhesive, but 3M, right? Whatever, they can even license out their adhesive properties to other companies because of the fact that they got a patent and they're supposed to be very groundbreaking in that perspective. All right. So again, this is tomorrow. Again, as you can see right here. Again, I will be tuning in to this conference tomorrow to see if there's any kind of good news I need to hear about as far as AGRX and also Dare. I'm actually in this company too. I forgot Dare Biosciences. I forgot I had some shares in my TD Ameritrade account a while back, right? I knew about it. I didn't. It's not like a huge position. That's probably why I didn't think about it. But I do got some shares in it, though. I do have some in it from a while back. So I will be tuning in to kind of hear what anything is happening coming out as far as, innovative values that had to deal with women's health, right? Which is important, right? Right. You got to make sure that our sisters, our women, our mothers and sisters or grandmothers, whomever, right, stay healthy or stay, at least stay well informed, right? Not that you have to use these products, but let's see what the science out there is talking about as far as, these particular topics, right? So there it is, guys. So, so I will be live tomorrow, probably doing the conference, but I'm not going to share that stuff. I'll just do a play-by-play, right? If anything, if I go live doing it, right? So we'll kind of keep up, right? So that way YouTube can't come at me crazy, right? They can't come at me crazy, all right? All right, guys, so let me get off here. And so, again, we'll be back on tomorrow, hopefully doing day hours of the day or doing the intraday session, I should say. And we'll discuss some more of these opportunities out there. Again, happy to have you all back. Welcome back, right? As you can see down in the description box, welcome back, right? Happy to be back and happy to be in the midst of people that I respect, all right, and I admire. So next time we go live, again, if you want to come on to the panel, again, don't feel scared or intimidated. We're a family over here. That's why we make this environment very family-orientated, right? We keep it clean. We keep it adult-minded, right? We don't have to be coming on here acting all, whatever. So we keep it, very, applicable to everybody that want to come on, even children, if they want to come on and build, because I do look to have on some young children, or young adult investors out there one day too, so you can kind of, see that transformation and see these young folk getting at this bag too. All right. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna get off here. Peace, power, profit, everybody. Happy to have you here. Thank you, Oba Chris. Thank you, Oba Brandon, for coming on to the panel. Building with the family, Oba Chris. Oba Marquis kid. Excuse me. Everybody in the back chat. Sister Camille, Oba Stockgard, Brother James Denson. Everybody. Sister Monica, new family K on point. The illustrious Mr. Playheart Adventures in the house. Thank you for coming through. As always, Ilba, right? My family Sean Holmes, Oba David, Oba Caesar, Oba Gordon. Right, Fanny Quavo stopped through, so Tamika stopped through. Oba Teague, as always, happy to have him in the building going in. Right, everybody, Brother Eddie Seeds, Brother Mathis. I mean, the gang, y'all know how we do. Gang, as they call it, right? Young folks say gang. Oba CG3 came through. I almost missed him a little bit. Happy to have him here. Family Sean John came through. Right, everybody, right? Everybody. If I miss you, obviously don't charge it to charge it to my heart. Don't charge it to my heart. Charge it down. I was just tired. Right, I was just tired. All right, Brother Raul, all right, King Raul in the house, Brother Elite, 60621, everybody. All right, with that being said, guys, I will see you guys on the next live stream. Peace, power, profit, and I'll see you then.